saying like overall you cannot have TikTok? Like, can they block it out there?
Right.
What?
Blinky lights going.
Blinky lights are on. Yeah,
Wait,
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know the dates, but
the Montana government
Montana government
Yeah.
has
said
banned the Chinese TikTok.
Yep, banned the Chinese TikTok.
The Chinese TikTok is no longer going to reach past the borders
Right.
into the
There
hills.
goes my one fan.
Into the hills. Yeah.
My one TikTok follower is gone now.
That's me.
Andy.
Yep.
I'm out. Bye.
Bye.
You know, I can tell Andy's busy at work. You're a busy shop, aren't you, right now, Andy?
Yeah. Oh man, it's great. Crank.
Well, because there's a certain employee who hasn't been posting as much on Instagram.
I know. I noticed.
Yeah,
I have to
He
give
must
him a
be
bad
getting
time.
his ass kicked.
What is going on? You're overworking them? We're not going to talk about employees.
I
This is
know.
not fair to
Come
them.
on, we're not even using a name.
Yeah.
We're not gonna name Rob in this.
Yeah, he doesn't get water breaks. I know that.
Yeah. Slave driving. That's met. No, I don't know. I don't know what this whole TikTok thing is. There's a date coming up in the future. Like I think it's maybe in 23 even, where I as a user won't be fined, but my understanding, and I could be completely off base, my understanding is that that the entity that offers it for use or for download is where the fine is going to go to. So if the Play Store offers it, or the Google Play or App Store offers it, then they are going to get a fine because it is now a restricted content in the state of Montana.
This sounds like the most communist thing ever. This almost sounds like China. Yeah.
Censorship.
Yeah.
This is this is insane.
Yeah. Just burn the books, they just talk about things that you don't like.
Right.
Yeah,
Burn the books.
Yeah.
Well, I was just Dylan and I were talking about it. Might have been last night. On the way to get subfloor or underlayment for the bathroom project. And he was like reading something while I was driving. He's like, "Oh, what the heck? I just read this article here that talked about how Putin shut off the internet in Russia."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Due to this Wagner guy, the mercenary that was headed to, Mad Max is headed into Moscow.
Once he got right when he got to the door, he bitched out and went and ran. Like, what in the hell?
I don't know if we got the whole story on that.
I think we're missing.
It does sound. I think we are. But it does sound like what's happening in Montana with TikTok, though.
I'm telling you, it's a little bit weird.
Who's your governor?
Yeah, Greg Gianforte.
Gianforte, is that
sounds
code for
me.
Putin?
No,
it's Canadian.
Is it Montana?
That's Canadian. That's
Montana for Putin?
Yeah, you want to know something you want to look at something that's crazy is look back in history and find just Google search Gianforte punches reporter.
Jeez.
And they're at a press conference, right?
Yeah.
And the guy's grilling him about, a topic that he's not interested in talking about. And he won't, the reporter isn't shutting up about it, right? Just continually going on and on and on about it.
Oh, he's doing his job, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And he punches him and then still wins the governor election. And I'm like, what? How the heck does this happen?
This guy sounds like a fur trapper of the old.
Well, could be.
What?
Fur trapper, yeah.
What the hell is that?
Might be a
Well,
gold
what kind of last name is that? He's trapping fur out there.
Gianforte?
Random
is he
pelts are out there
Italian?
and he's just trapping them.
It sounds Italian. Is he Italian?
I don't know,
no.
actually.
Don't make Eric right on this one. I know.
Direct descendant of
sounds
Mussolini,
like
it sounds like to me.
He's from
All right, so hey,
Anyway.
you know what? We're 4 minutes in. Everybody, welcome back to the Make Trades Great Again podcast. This is the bonus episode. We have Chad on. This is the second week in a row that Chad is on, which is crazy. It's never before seen in the podcast world. He's never been invited back a second time consecutive. But today, guys, listen up. Hold on. First of all, let me just address the elephant in the room. I know people are just about ready to drive off the road. They're waiting for me to say it. No, Chad is not an official co-host of the podcast. He's just here for a second. Just here for a second episode. Okay, so
I don't even want
topic.
to know. I don't even
Topic. No, I'm ignoring you. I got business to do here, dude.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm trying to run a podcast. Okay,
Obviously
Can't
trying.
have you derail on him every.
chill, bro.
Andy encourages it. He loves it.
I know.
Videos and pics of jobs for social media. Should our techs be out in the field? You know, like they just like their dog just, you know, completed a marathon and is in the best, you know, like, oh, check out my water heater I installed. Oh, look at this sprinkler head. I don't know what you guys take pictures of. And then, you know, like, this is so great. I'm so awesome. And like, should they be doing that, or should they be worried about the next call or the next job? Or, you know, like, is that cool, Andy? You're an employer. And then Chad, you're out with guys, you know, multiple people out on the job. Big jobs you're working on regular basis. What are the rules? Let's start with Chad. What are the rules for cell phones on the job? You know, having them out, taking pictures and videos of things going on. Like, is that just, aside from like, that's weird, some people don't get it, they don't understand it. Aside from that, like safety reasons, protocol, safety guy, gal, you know, whatever. What are the rules? Give me that.
Yeah, it's actually a real thing. Usually,
that's why I bring it up.
You can actually get kicked off a job site. I mean, really, you can get in big trouble. So you kind of, it's kind of a game, you know, like you want to promote your trade, right? You want to promote what you do. You're proud of what you do. You want to show people what you do, because, like, let's be honest, not everybody knows what a fire sprinkler fitter does. We're a secret society of people, you know, of great people, of honestly. And, you know, so, you know, it's like catching a unicorn every once in a while. So you got a good photo of it to prove it. And I encourage it, but not to the fact that where you're, you know, you're putting up, like, let's say you're putting up a name of a building or the property. So, like, say if there's a mistake that happens, or someone did a hack job or something, right? Now you're putting that building and that property owner at risk for
out there in
anything
the
else.
public and
Out there in the public, something that they don't want to be a part of. They're not like, they don't agree with what you're maybe saying or doing, then that's not cool. So you try to keep it as inconspicuous as possible. And sure, you know, you're not there to, you know, blow up virally a building or another company or something like that. You're just there to show the work itself, but not like everything.
Well, I'd say, I mean, I totally understand that, because watching your posts, I'd see that you are definitely not trying to go viral with the content you're creating.
You're right, Eric. I'm not, but I am entertaining myself. If you happen to be entertained by it, that's even better. But
I'm sorry.
The sprinklers at the Elk River Arby's.
Oh.
Okay.
Trying to make me cry, but it won't happen. At least not on camera.
Before you chime in, Andy, you know, go way back to AHR. We're in Atlanta. I was sitting in front of a group of a few hundred people in the auditorium, and this topic came up in discussion with like a dozen other people on stage talking about social media. And like, it was a resounding, like, hell yeah, employees should be out there taking photos, videos, taking pride in their work, sharing it on social media.
They do. And
that's the reality. That's what I was going to get at.
Yeah.
They do already. So Andy, you employ people, right?
Sure.
So you're now Chad's boss. What do you have to say about it?
I go back to the same thing that Chad was just talking about. Likely, if the employee is looking at something and like, this is cool, I'm proud of this, I want to take a picture of it and I'm going to put it up on Instagram, or I'm going to put it up on Facebook or whatever, TikTok, maybe in taboo TikTok land.
Montana taboo.
Not
Montana.
You ain't putting it on Montana.
I'm totally fine with it. I go back to the same concept that I have in most of my things. We run this business very largely without rules. There's expectations. I don't have like a rule book. I don't have a company handbook that's like, here's when you take your break at between 10:30 and 10:30.
I was going to say, you don't have rules. Like, wait,
right.
What?
I mean, we have
followed
rules,
you,
but
Andy. I wasn't.
a lot of it's common sense, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to take a picture, you know, in Mrs. Jones's house, don't take a picture in front of don't take a picture of Mrs. Jones and post her on, you know, along with the new kitchen faucet, right? I mean, maybe she wants her picture posted, but I don't, that's like, different. Right.
Like, she's in the background, like, hey, you know, like doing one of those. And that means like, I would take that to mean like she's really into it.
Yeah.
Go for it. You know, like,
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with that. You know, I mean, I encourage it as much as, you know, as possible. I mean, I want to know that when the guys are done with their job, they're proud of the work that they installed, you know?
Yeah.
You know, is it a job that's worthy of a picture? Yeah. That's all I want you to do. Right.
Is it a good representation for the possibility of them knowing what company they work for, right? And what trade they work for? That's kind of what you're looking at, you know, like if they're going to put their face on there, people are going to know who they are eventually and who they're going to work for. People are really
so I know from my own experience that it adds a boatload of time to like set up my phone, take video while I do something. Like it just takes more time, right?
Yeah.
To complete that one task.
Oof.
Yep.
You do that 3-4 times in a day, long day, and you could add an hour onto the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even exaggerating.
You definitely could.
So I bring that up because now let's say somebody's adding an hour onto their job for the day. What does the employer think about that? Be fair. Doesn't sound so. It's a different discussion.
Go ahead, Andy.
Right?
I think I might argue against you on this one, but go ahead. I want to hear what you're going to say.
I mean, like I said before, like I said earlier in the last episode, be reasonable with it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't let it get out of hand. Is it all of a sudden, you know, Louis the Boiler Man with a film crew? I mean, that guy knocks it out of the park, right?
Yeah, he does.
He gets
sure does.
over the top. It is Louis, you know, and I've met
he's
the guy.
the boss.
Eric,
so
you've met him.
You know.
Yeah, he's the boss. Yeah. He's on site. It's big things happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, that said, if that's where my guys are going, that all of a sudden that we got a B-roll crew showing up, I don't know. I mean, maybe we need to talk about this. Now, I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
If you're setting up a small rig arm and a little clamp and you're taking a video, Rob does it all the time. He's got, I don't know what he's using for clamps and whatnot, but he'll have something rolling in the back and he'll have his personal phone clamped onto something and whatever, and he videos the job.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. I mean, he posts stuff, he puts it on his page, and it's great.
So on the record, not to hold you against your employees or anything, but like just for the record of the MTGA here.
Yeah.
You're okay, but within reason. Your reasoning would be like, hey, don't be adding an hour to the job. But like, yeah, I get it. You know, you're not taking these videos constantly. So 15 minutes, you know, at the end of the day is not going to kill, you know, a project. As long as you're not doing it 5 times a day. Now it's an hour every single day. Now it's costing you. It's that money you were spending just going to the, you know, wholesale house every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Chad, you were going to say you weren't going to agree with what he was going to say.
Well, he went, but actually what he said wasn't actually that bad. I thought maybe as an employer, I'm always thinking the worst when it comes to employers, because like they see the dollar signs and everything.
Dicks anyway.
Yeah.
See,
Eric, I told you this is stuff I told you about Andy. Like I said, he's a lot darker than you think.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but people don't know.
I have an opinion on this. And it seems silly, but this is, you know, it's what I think, right?
Yeah.
I think if I got a guy or gal out in the field, if I have a tech out in the field and they want to take a video and it's always just about how they love their job and, oh my God, be a plumber. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or if it's, you know, I'm so great. And here's why I'm not on the fence with that. If I would rather you took the time with the agenda of like, I'm going to take this video and I'm going to show what it's like to do the real work. Like this is going to help somebody like understand what it is to do my job. That's one thing.
Yep.
Or you go the route of, I'm going to do this job. It doesn't get seen or shown very often. And I think it could help somebody like literally teach him something. then I'm all for it. But when you get into the standing in front of your job and your arms across and I'm the guy, I did this, I'm so great. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you have been.
We
I
don't
love
need to
a
be
good
taking
time
videos
lapse.
about how, we don't need to be taking videos about how friggin' awesome we are. Take a video about what it is you did and then like try to take that, edit it up and put it out there for people to learn from. But maybe I'm just,
So no HVAC and
I'm not
no
trying to
iron
be on a high
workers.
horse here.
Is that what
What's
you're saying? No
What?
HVAC guys and no iron workers and no HVAC guys. Like,
Not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I think there's a
I thought you
way
spelt it out pretty clear to me.
to use, I think there's a way to use this opportunity to help other people. And then there's a way to like try to,
Yeah.
float your own boat. And I don't,
Yeah.
maybe I'm not as aligned with floating your own boat as somebody might think.
I'll tell you what, I can tell like on a lot of social media and stuff, like some of these guys that listen to your podcast and that follow you guys and stuff. And then I started following them and kind of seeing and just having interactions with them, or not having interactions, just watching them. Like you can tell when a guy is humble when he's making his social media stuff, what he's being humble about it, what he's actually proud of the technical skill stuff or whatever. Like there's a young kid out there who, is doing his like first like boiler type setup, and then, but his next thing will be like doing a side by side, pulling almost a 90-degree turn, it's just like, he's part of that too. So, I mean, you can tell which ones are proud and which ones are humble, and you guys it definitely will come off if you're just about you only and just about like how great your trade is,
Yeah, I think I feel bad for what I said in a way in that I respect these people's their pride and their want to be proud of what they've done.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about literally, I think there's an opportunity there to help other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times it's missed because they just want to be like, oh, I did this.
Right.
Yeah. I'm super proud of you, but like, how did you do that? Or why did you do that? That's what again, it's probably just me thinking that. I'll admit that.
There's a little bit of that, but I think I get what you're saying. And like too, when you're talking about now you're talking about like setting up and showing your pride thing, but then you're also saying like the setup time, right? To show that teaching moment. It's a double-edged sword, because now you're like saying, okay, well, you're going to have to set up something like even your time-lapse cameras, right? You do time-lapse stuff, which I think is incredible, but you've got to have the right angle, you have the right stuff, and you got to hit it, right? In that time-lapse.
Yeah. No, so, you're right.
What I'm saying is like that's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But, you're promoting that trade. I mean, you're promoting that company possibly or whatever, I think in some cases that's good, like you do need that. And unfortunately, this is a world of marketing now. Honestly,
I know.
Oh man,
right?
I know.
Everything is based off marketing.
Well,
and now it's time to like, I mean, you have to have some acceptance of it, as long as it's done,
You do, but also as another topic that we're not going to get into today, this is a world of marketing, and these employers, potential employers, somebody you might be interviewing with someday, is going to look at your social media. And some of those employers are going to be like, this dude is always recording and posting his jobs. Like,
well,
I don't know
Eric,
if I want to, like, I got work to do. I don't, and that doesn't include TikTok, Montana. Like
Montana.
I wonder if people are thinking about that either. I don't know. We're caught up in the moment. It's cool. I love that people have the pride that they do.
Yeah.
I think I think I'm coming across as too much dinky on this, but I don't mean it that way. But
yeah, sound like an old man trying to get people off their lawn.
Well, I feel like there's a balance in that too. There's a balance of, I'm doing it for the gram,
right?
And maybe a little less than if you look back at the trades 5 years ago, it was all for the gram, and
you're saying that more people are trying to contribute and find somebody that they might be able to help. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And
I agree.
I have changed my philosophy a little bit on Instagram. Primarily, I guess I don't follow it like anybody on Facebook. There's a couple of them, Pat Finley and Denver are about the only two in the trades and you. that are, you guys that are in the trades that I follow on Facebook. I don't use Facebook. So I don't see that interaction, and largely a big part of that Facebook or that community, I don't appreciate. And so on Instagram, I've kind of taken the stance that, somebody follows me, I'll check out their profile. Yeah. If they post stuff that's related to something I'm interested in, follow back. Boom.
Yeah,
I'll do
exactly. Same.
For a long time, I was like, I'm gonna limit the amount of content that comes into my feed by limiting who I'm following. And now I'm like, I guess I don't really care. I mean, if they're posting stuff that I like, I guess I'd like to see that. Why would I not? But it's weird because we were talking about something here a little bit ago, and somebody that popped up in my memory that I hadn't seen in forever goes back to that algorithm where it's going to show you what they think you want to see anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah,
I mean, I haven't seen anything from Kiefer in like months. And I know that he didn't quit posting, but it was one of them that I popped up the other day that I was like, that's weird. I haven't seen a Kiefer post. I haven't seen an Awesome Framer post in forever.
Yeah. But do you ever wish that you didn't see certain things?
Yeah, there are a few things, there are certainly on some. I'm not going to go into that, but
I'm not going to get into that, Chad.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, Chad.
What are you talking? Let's talk about it. There's no time right here in front of you.
Hold on. Let me take this opportunity to say once again, Andy is the voice of reason. Yeah. There can be a balance. You can be pride. You can have pride in what you've done, and you can share that kind of content. Yeah. But then you can also look at it and be like, you know what? I'm going to build this audience that appreciates what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And maybe it isn't just like you got to go out and with the intention, like I'm kind of alluding to, like I'm going to teach somebody something. Like, I got all this stuff to teach people.
I'm not teaching anybody.
But no, once again, voice of reason. Chad, I appreciate your contribution on the subject. This is fun.
It is fun.
I know Chad's over there hiding, his cell phone behind some pipe riser so he can take a little video, making fun of his apprentice or something. That's Chad's.
I'm right in the biff.
Right. Chad's main topic of content is making fun of apprentices.
I love them. They're my favorite people.
We're gonna end it, guys. This has almost become a full episode.
Wow.
There it is.
Look at that.
Good job.
Sweet.
Thanks, Chad, for being honest. 2 episodes in a row.
Double.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me for 2 episodes. That's awesome.
We're going to call Guinness. This might be a Guinness Book of World Records kind of thing. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.
All right. See ya. Have a good night.